What's going on, everybody? Panda Dude Jiu-Jitsu here, and I want to talk to you about Jiu-Jitsu, as always. So let's get right into it. I got 3 rolls for you today, between me and a couple friends. We'll get right into it. If you're new here, please like and hit that subscribe button. See ya.
Round 1, fight!
Me and Nick, purple belt on the right side. I'm on the left side with the red headgear. So what I'm going to try to do is I'm going to try to ankle pick him, but it fails, and he already exposed my right lapel. So as I go for this failed ankle pick, he actually just grabs my exposed lapel and goes for this lapel guard. He wraps the lapel over my head, grabs it with the opposite hand, and now he's got like a underhook on my left side with this lapel. It's causing my posture to be broken, and he's actually threatening like a little choke as well. So I'm trying not to get swept, but he actually hits a nice flower sweep, but he actually lets go of my leg, which allows me to come back up. So what's about to happen is he's going to try to turn me back to the other side. So I started fighting that side, and then he switches back to the other side, pushes my elbow in, and tries to expose my left side. My left side being exposed, I plant my left leg to not go that way, because I know that he can only turn me to my right side. So now, just avoiding all things, I posture up, and I try to get my back straight and get his core to be fighting hard. So he's fighting hard, trying to stay up on me like this. I know this, so I'm going to try to get out of this, push his knee to the ground. He switches right into a De La Riva, which he's allowed to invert here, and he's able to get my legs underneath. He's going for like a modified heel hook, but we can't do that in the gi, so he just uses it to threaten to actually get me to turn myself to my left side, which exposes my back, and he gets his knee right in the crook of my knee, which is really nice. But he lets it go, and I can actually swim back up somewhat. So he pushes me back into a mount, and he's trying to get my left hand or something there. I think I'm just telling him, hey, that was a good sequence. Like, I like that. I'm going to go back over that. So here we are. We're in mount, and I think I'm going to go for a mount escape here. Boom. Let's go back to that. Let's figure out why that works. So what happens was his left arm is all the way on my head, which allows me to upa to my right and actually get a free sweep on him. So once more time, I stand up, posture up, and try to push that knee to the ground. This time, I'm going to get it to where I'm actually not just going to go right into a De La Riva. I push him and I knee cut right into side control. I try to, at least. So now I'm trying to fight, and he has his arm extended out, fighting my hips really nicely, but gravity takes its course, and I end up inside control. What happens now is he's probably going to try to turn into me, and I try to get towards his head, but he has that hand blocking my legs, so it's really tough for me to get to the side there. I'm trying to just not get rolled. I'm staying flat, and I have my right arm under his back, which stops him from rolling me over to his left side at all. So what's going to happen is he pulls out my left lapel and gets his left leg inside to try and create space to get his right knee in and push away. He could have definitely pushed away with his right leg, making it a lot easier instead of focusing that left leg, which didn't have a lot of pressure. So now I kind of back out and I go right back into a head quarter position or a knee cut. And I'm trying to like do a long step pass out. So I hit the long step pass. And then I put my right arm right back under his body so he can't roll me to his left. I mean, that is super important because he can just tuck this, take my belt, and roll me over to his left if I don't have my arm under his body. So I kind of keep my arm under his body the whole time. It kind of restricts my movement. So I try to circle back to north-south, and it is not working. So he's messing with my lapel more, trying to get that over my head. I realize that, and I get my knees in between so he can no longer break my posture. And I'm going for this baseball bat choke on the side. You can see my right hand trying to slip in right here. I just cannot get it. I'm trying to get it. I pressure down, and now I know I have to get my head to his right side. So I try to do that. And when I do that, he catches my leg. Actually, in the process, he's pretty flexible, so he catches my leg, and I'm trying to threaten the choke just so he'll let me pass. But he's aware of this. He's hip, and he throws that butterfly hook in to try and get me to like move a little extra, but I didn't move too much, just kind of circled around to his head. And now I understand that I'm not going to get this choke, so I circle to his back in hopes to get maybe back control or something like this. So I think I'm going to sit to my... Oh, nope. I'm grabbing an Ezekiel choke right now, and I'm trying to Ezekiel him from the side control. I'm going to put my knee in and try to go to mount while I'm Ezekiel-ing him. Squeezing, not working. Gonna try to take the back, but he actually blocked me with that knee, which he does a lot. So I throw that right leg over his body, and I try to use this Ezekiel grip to threaten something here. So I try to come up to mount, and when I come up to mount, he's crunching really hard, which exposes his neck. So I grab a guillotine, and I just start hipping in and secure the single arm guillotine. And that is the end of that roll. I think we
Round 2. Fight!
This is a roll between me and Mike now. So this is the second roll here. Alright, we've already done a roll before this. So we slap bump, start grip fighting immediately. And I think I'm going to try to go for an arm drag here into a single leg. So I break that grip, I arm drag, and I go to a single leg. I back him up so I can threaten the knee pick. And then I can back step into the side control. But he actually kept my leg, so he was able to take me to the ground. And now I'm playing like a butterfly guard. I'm trying to elevate him, get underneath him maybe. Take his grip, sweep him to the side, but he's doing a good job at just kind of holding on, basing, puts his hands in my armpits, which is a really good position for him to be in. So now I got one leg in, one leg out, and I'm trying to go for a butterfly sweep or like a scissor sweep. Yeah, right there, but it failed. So I used that to get my knee shield in and get my half guard in a little deeper. So the fell overhook led me into half guard more on my side, which now I'm looking to solidify sleeve and collar grips. So if I can get sleeve and collar grips, I know I can probably solidify a scissor sweep. All right. So now what I'm doing is I'm not letting him get too much pressure on my top leg there, because if he can just smash right into side control and backstep pass and just mess me all up. So I'm making sure he can't break me down in any which way, keeping that knee shield in and strong. So he started smashing it down a little bit here. What do I do here? I get my half guard in, make sure I'm staying tight. Trying to get a loop choke in here. With my left hand, I go into his collar and I threaten the choke with my right, which will actually make him start to spin out of this because he's feeling the choke coming on. So I can get right up into top position. I think I land in like a headquarter type long step pass. I tried my long step pass one more time. It did not work, so now I'm going to look to Darce him out. My headgear got messed up, so I'm going to fix that, and we're going to slap bump, and we're going to re-go, okay? Either way, we're going to slap bump up, and then we're going to go. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to solidify a Darce grip. I'm going to try to Darce him. I know that he's leaving his arms very up above his head, and in that case, I know that I can Darce. So I'm putting a little pressure into him, making him work, getting a little energy, trying to free my right leg. So if I can free my right leg, I know that I'm in side control. But he's doing a good job at not, like, letting go of my leg. He's doing a good job of not letting go of my leg. So now I have a nice grip on his head with my left elbow, and my right arm is all the way through onto my own bicep, grabbing. I'll probably show that on the video on the YouTube of what it looks like here. So then what I'm doing here is I'm going to threaten that into a pass because he's going to be forced to defend the submission. So what I'm doing now is I'm going to probably swim to his back here and try to get some type of back attack working. I'm going to try to pull him over to side control. I know that for a fact right here. Boom. And he does not go to side control. So I throw a hook in and I'm trying to attack the back from here. Most likely I'm grabbing that right arm. Yeah, I'm grabbing that right arm to try and keep my hips connected to his hips and keep myself on the back, but he does a good job at releasing that left leg. So now I'm forced to swim to his side control. And all I'm thinking about right now is in a tournament position, I need to get his hips down in order to get my 2 points. And he just keeps getting his hips up, so that would actually negate the points. And I think he knows that what he's doing right now is helping me prepare for the tournament in general. So I'm trying to swim in this hook, and I'm trying to get my back attacks going here. He does a good job at defending that, though. I want to see if I actually do get it. Boom. I think I'm trying to swim over here and get hooks, but it's not working. So I think next time I'm just going to avoid this in general. So he actually swept me over, and I would have forcibly given up 2 points right there, which isn't good at all. So now what I'm working is butterfly guard, but I'm on my back, so what I should be doing is extending up and getting up to my butt, scooting back, and getting an underhook on him some which way so I can sweep him up. Now that I know what I'm doing here, though, I definitely am going to switch this up. Because I'm down points here for sure. Definitely down points here. There's no way I'm not. So I'm going for a 50-50 leg lock, and he's going for this as well. And the time runs out, I'm pretty sure. Or no, my foot gets caught in his sleeve grip right there, and I tap. Yeah.
Round 3. Fight!
So this is a roll between me and Steve. Good 20-year wrestler, strong base, strong takedowns. So I'll be working stand-up here actively. So I'm going to initially try to be breaking his grips, grip fighting. That's the first step of any jiu-jitsu roll. What I'm doing bad right now is my posture's really up, and he can take me down at any minute. But he's focusing on just giving me a hard time with the grips, so it allows me to try and swim under him for a takedown. I fail the takedown, and we get into this butterfly position. He's putting his hand underneath my leg, which allows him to put a lot of pressure in on me, turn me to my side, and get into half guard. But I'm pummeling my leg in to prevent this. I know that he's trying to do this. So right now, my right hand is fed on his far lapel, and I'm going to try to get a loop choke when he postures down to tripod right there. I'm going to try to swim this loop choke in. And now if I would have just held onto it or like circled in or followed him, threw my leg over his head, whatever the case, I might have been able to get this. My fingers were just getting tired, so I let go, and then we continue. I have this overhook position on him, but he's tough. He knows not to move his hand. As you can see in the mirror here, his hand is underneath my leg, which prevents me from sitting up. He does a good job at preventing me from sitting up. So we go into this reverse De La Riva position right here. And what's happening is he's trying to pressure in on me and trying to cut an angle while I'm trying to actually invert. So we both get stopped by each other. In a sense, he stops me from inverting with his arm, and I stop him from pushing into me with my leg being there. So now I'm trying to solidify a sleeve collar grip and trying to scissor sweep him, but he's doing a good job as to putting a lot of pressure in between both of my legs. He tries to knee slice through my legs, and I kind of assume the top position, so that would have been a kind of a makeshift sweep on my part. So he's trying to single leg X sweep me over to my left. And what happens is now all I need to do is touch his toes, and they're practically off my hip. And then I get real low, and I start turning to my right, and I'm going to try to start backstepping. But he retracts his leg, which allows me just to backstep and try to get to the side as it is. So I try to do that, grabbing his pants, and I'm about to start X-passing, but he puts his foot into my bicep. So usually it means that I couldn't go to my left, but I do it anyway. See what happens. I know somewhat of jiu-jitsu by now. I know that he can lasso sweep me or spider guard sweep me to his left right now, but I'm putting a lot of weight into his leg right now. I throw an arm lock so I can try and get out of this. He actually lets go of the leg, which I wanted to do. I grab his collar and try to loop choke him again, which makes him spin through. I assume the top position yet again, and I'm going to try to jump and windshield wiper my legs over to the side control on the opposite side, just like that. So when I'm in side control now, I'm looking for a couple attacks here. I start grabbing his collar to make him think about the collar, and now I start looking for my underhook because I need a paper cutter choke. So I need the underhook on one side and I need the collar on the other, and I need my hips to go down to the mat like they are right now. But the problem is I don't have his collar underneath. I know that, so I start pushing into him, trying to get my right arm underneath, but he tries to roll me, and when he rolls me, it actually solidifies my grip on this collar even deeper. So I grip his lapel and I shove my hips to the mat and my elbow, which gets the tap right there. So that is a roll between me and Steve. We slap him back up, and I try to ankle pick him right away, wasting no time. And now I'm in a static position in a single leg, which is not great on my part. I should be trying to like move around and like back up push forward, stuff like that. So I knee pick him right there into another headquarter position, which he's trying to keep me away and push me away. So I'm going to try to switch my hips and go for like a backstep pass. He stops me and catches me. So now I back out of there and do like a Toriando pass, makeshift. Get to the side, windshield wipe my legs to the other side yet again, trying to look for an arm so I can solidify maybe an arm lock or something similar. I'm going for that paper cutter choke again, but he knows what I'm doing. So I kind of back out of that and I go right over to north-south. His arm is preventing me from getting fully to north-south, so what I'm doing is I'm preventing his hips from coming into me anymore, and then I go to north-south. So when I get to north-south, he kind of turtles up into me, and I swim to the back looking for some type of choke. I put in a hook looking for a bow and arrow choke. I fall, try to get that arm lock in transition, but I fail. And so now I'm going to try to work guard. I know there's 30 seconds left. I'm going to say that pretty soon, so I'm trying to sweep him over, and I'm trying to act as if I'm down on points in a tournament, and trying to really sweep him over, get some type of advantage or some type of, you know, base penetration, trying to sweep him over. So I say 30 seconds and he understands. So now we're going to go very fast and we're going to try to make it as tournament-like as possible. So I'm going to look for that sleeve collar grip yet again, but he's super good at getting that left leg, probably basing it out, not letting me get underneath. So I'm trying to butterfly guard, I'm trying to scissor sweep, I'm trying to get up, I'm trying to loop choke, but he's just controlling my legs and he's just keeping my base down. Time runs out, and that is the end of the second roll. So